let me take you through it as well. I, Dolly Parton style, tumble out of bed, pick my phone up, and go, "Whoa, baby!" The first news story I see is Jenny Gal saying huge news dropping, and then the next text that comes through is the email from Red Bull that Christian Horner fact. Wow. Good evening, guys. I've dressed for the occasion, repping the Red Bull. I think it's only fair, and where is it? Number 11, Sergio Perez. Unfairly treated, many would say. So, are you sitting comfortably? Then we shall begin. After a 20-year run with Red Bull Racing, Christian Horner's time as CEO and team principal has come to an abrupt end, effective immediately, as he was fired this morning. The timing of this news comes as a huge shock before the Formula One summer break in August, as Red Bull has decided to make a change now instead of waiting until the end of the month or even the end of the season. In 2 decades under Horner's leadership, Red Bull achieved massive accomplishments and became a powerhouse team in Formula One. Horner led Red Bull in 405 Grand Prix races, 287 podiums, 107 poles, 124 wins, 8 Drivers' World Championships, and 6 Constructors' World Championships. Despite all of that success, things have started to go downhill last year at Red Bull. The team lost renowned engineer Adrian Newey to Aston Martin, who left the team shortly after Horner's sexual harassment scandal, which he survived. But during the 2024 season, despite Max Verstappen holding on for his 4th title, the Red Bull car started to take a step back in performance as the team lost the constructors to McLaren. In 2025, Red Bull doesn't have the same pace they've had in recent years, as Verstappen has wrestled the car to a couple of race victories at Suzuka and Imola, along with 5 podiums up to this point. Meanwhile, his teammate Yuki Tsunoda is basically drowning in the second Red Bull car and can't seem to do anything with it, similar to Liam Lawson's short stint in the car and the end of Sergio Perez's tenure with the team. Plus, there's also been a long-rumoured feud involving Horner and Jos Verstappen. The latest rumours of the two men getting into a heated discussion at Silverstone only days before Horner got sacked. Now, when you include many questions surrounding Max's future with the team, there have been too many distractions this year. According to Thomas Mahar from Planet F1, Horner wasn't the only person that Red Bull fired. Mahar reports that the Chief Marketing Officer, Oliver Hughes, and the Group Director of Communications, Paul Smith, were also let go. With Horner out of the picture, Red Bull have announced that Laurent Mekies will receive a promotion for the Visa Cash App Racing Bulls team and replace Horner as the CEO and team principal. On the other hand, Recarb's racing director, Alan Permain, will get promoted to team principal and replace Red Bull-bound Mekies. Laurent's statement says, "Over the last year and a half, it's been an absolute privilege to lead the Visa Cash App Racing Bulls, and I would like to thank all of the talented people both in Faenza and Milton Keynes. Looking to the future, I'm excited to be taking on the role of CEO and team principal of Oracle Red Bull Racing, one of the most successful and dynamic teams in the sport. It's an honour to be part of this group and brilliant people that embody the Red Bull spirit. Together, we will achieve great results, building on the incredible legacy left by Christian Horner during his 2 decades in charge." Sky Sports F1 secured video footage of Horner saying goodbye to the staff members of the Red Bull factory earlier today. In the video, Horner he was informed yesterday by Red Bull that operationally he would no longer be involved with the team or business moving forward. He added that this came as a big shock to him and wanted to be there to address the team one final time before getting emotional at the end. And the factory gave him a huge round of applause. The photo taken there by Clive Rose from Getty Images. Christian Horner has released a statement on Instagram saying, "After an incredible journey of 20 years together, it's with a heavy heart that today I say goodbye to the team I have absolutely loved. Every one of you, the amazing people at the factory, have been the heart and soul of everything that we have achieved. Win or lose, every step of the way, we have stood by each other as one, and I will never forget that. It's been a privilege being a part and leading this epic team, and I am so proud of our collective accomplishments and you all. Thanks to the amazing partners and fans who enabled us to go racing. The supporters helped grow the team from its humble beginnings to a F1 powerhouse that laid claim to 6 Constructors' Championships and 8 Drivers' Championships. Equally, thank you to our rivals with whom there would be no racing at all. You've pushed us, challenged us, and enabled us to achieve accolades we never dreamed possible. The competition has made every victory sweeter and every setback an opportunity to develop and grow. Formula One is a sport built on relentless ambition, passion, and respect. The rivalries have been fierce, but the mutual drive to innovation and raise the bar is what has made this journey so special. Well, Kobe, let's start with you on this one. Are you surprised or shocked by Christian Horner getting fired, the timing of it all, and a big thing we should really focus on, can Laurent Mekies help Red Bull get back on track?
I'm shocked by it all, Josh. Like I said on our private chat this morning, I said, "What on earth have I woken up to?" I was thinking about turning back over and going to sleep because I thought it was some crazy dream that I was having. Because I never expected that they would get rid of Christian Horner, especially at this point in the season. If they would make a change, I thought it would happen, heading into the summer break or anything like that, or at the end of the season, not in the middle of the season with just a couple of more races to go before we get into the summer break. So yeah, it was a massive shock. I think everyone across the motorsports world was shocked. It doesn't matter if you're just an F1 fan only, if you are a NASCAR fan, an IndyCar fan of MotoGP supercars, if you follow F1 as well, I think that you have to be completely stunned by this because this is an earth-shattering announcement that they're going to get rid of Christian Horner, the one man who they had lead Red Bull the last 2 decades and achieved all of its success and turn it into this powerhouse team over the years. Many race victories, World Drivers' Championships, Constructors' Championships. Christian Horner has truly built Red Bull into what it is today, and he deserves all the credit for that, regardless of what you may think of him as a person. And when you think of him as a person, and obviously the scandal that was going on last year, when he survived that, I was thinking if Christian Horner can survive a scandal like that, then he can potentially survive anything. So I thought, honestly, it would be close to impossible to get him out of Red Bull. And I guess Red Bull figured out that it was time to move on from him. And it's going to be interesting to see how Laurent Mekies is going to do with the team moving forward. And I think given all the turmoil, and controversy that surrounded Christian Horner, especially with the team falling well short of the expectations, it seemed like Red Bull felt like that they needed to basically fire the general manager / head coach, and it's time to get a new voice in there. And maybe Laurent Mekies can try to get this team back on track, because the firing Christian Horner, I honestly did not expect that we would be talking about this tonight. We were looking for a top story for tonight, and we definitely got one with this news, because this is just insane that this even happened. It's going to be interesting what happened to Max Verstappen. We'll definitely get into that in a moment. What do you think, Matt?
Well, first of all, good evening, guys. Happy to be back, but I wouldn't have missed this news even if I was still in my sick bed as I was last week. Second of all, Josh, it was 10:30 our time when this news broke. What were you doing still in bed? I've been at work for 2.5 hours.
I will explain. I stayed up watching Doctor Who. I sort of got down a rabbit hole of watching David Tennant specials, and it was 1:30 in the morning before I finished. But it's only because I was working on Wimbledon, so all my my brain won't switch off until very late. So I'm sort of losing time thanks to Wimbledon.
I had a text from a friend that said Horner out at last, and then went, what? And I went straight to, well, obviously all of the news sites and social media, and went, oh, this is real. Much like you, Kobe, stunned at this. Thank you, Red Bull, for having this happen on a Wednesday and not tomorrow morning, because we like things when they happen on Wednesdays, because that means we get to talk about them on the show and they're fresh in our brain. Thursday morning means we have to wait a week. Slightly biased, I know. What does this mean going forward? Well, I mean, huge. I mean, as you say, Kobe, Christian, he's been the sort of founding member of that team that's left, really. Everyone else has fallen by the wayside. Of course, drivers come and go, retired, whatever. And as Josh documented, Jonathan Wheatley and Adrian Newey and other key members of the team that have moved on over the last 2 years, 18 months or so. The pieces of the puzzle have not been there, and this is the last one to fall, I guess, which we'll get to. Is Laurent Mekies a stopgap? I kind of feel like he's been vaulted into this position after, what was he, chief strategist at Ferrari not so long ago. We all know how well that was going. And now he finds himself at the most successful team, really, over the last period of Formula One. as the team principal. So massive shake-up. I had thought if I wasn't at work today, I could have gone down to the factory because Crofty and Craig Slater were there from Sky,
Oh, yeah.
and there would have been other people down there. I was only 10 minutes away. I wish I'd. Oh no, I'm really feeling not too well, and gone down and stood outside the factory for a couple of hours the late morning this afternoon. That would have been fun. But yeah, huge news. Spices up this mini break that we've got for F1 with a couple of weeks off before is it Hungary, isn't it? Next, I feel like. So yeah, really does throw a cat amongst the pigeons in terms of silly season land, and we're not even talking about drivers.
No, we're not. It's team principals as well. Hello, Matthew. So just stopping to say welcome back to Facebook Live. We're back on after Streamlabs have updated itself. Yeah, look, I don't think I woke up in time thanks to that. I won't be doing that again tonight because I've got things to do. I'm a tired boy. Wimbledon for 2 weeks is hard. No, what was I going to say? Lord Mikas, what was it? It started at Arrows, then went to Minardi, then that became Toro Rosso, left Toro Rosso and joined the FIA for about 4 years, left that, joined Ferrari, and then fired from that, and then went to what was AlphaTauri, now Racing Bulls. So he's sort of done a full circle back to the Red Bull family. But no, I still can't believe he's team principal. You can go back on this very show a couple of years and I'm taking the mickey out of him for the strategy decisions, and he's now team principal at Red Bull. Slightly pinching myself about that. That's a bit weird. What next? Danica Patrick's taking over from Crofty for a Grand Prix weekend? I don't know. Now, I got him in somewhere. Someone's playing bingo.